So the whelping box is down, and we put a single kennel in here, a bigger one, because Charlie will be having this to be in. She actually got spayed yesterday, and as you can see, she's not here. Today has been a whirlwind of events. Nothing can go smooth for sure. Charlie did get her spay done yesterday. We brought her home, and she did stay with us overnight. And then this morning, they did her spay later in the afternoon too. She was supposed to go in the morning, and then they forgot to give her nausea medicine before, so she just went to the end of the line and got spayed last of the day. And we picked her up at 5, came home. She's very sore, on meds and a cone. She did go out to the bathroom, and everything seemed fine. She did seem sore. I mean, Charlie just turned a year old this month. She's in the best physical shape of her life. And then this morning when I got up, she had a calm night. We have her under surveillance too. She had was mostly slept the night. She did drink water. She didn't eat any of her food. Her food's just sitting here from yesterday. And I even made her a peanut butter sandwich. She didn't eat it, and she loves, she's food motivated. So I thought that was kind of odd, like when the meds wore off, that she still didn't want her dinner. But I thought, okay, well, it was late in the afternoon. We'll see how she does in the morning. She did go out and go potty this morning, and then when I was just checking her over, I noticed a pouch hanging, like let's put a picture up, a swollen pouch under her belly, and I was like, that's not normal. All I could think was internal bleeding, because that's what it looked like to me. So I had to wait for the vet to open up. I called and they said bring her in. We brought her, so I was getting ready. When I got ready, I put her in her kennel, so she would be, I had blankets in here too. I've had to wash them all, but I put her in here, and she was resting. And then when I came in to get her to get ready to leave, there's blood everywhere. So that pocket that I did see was blood. She was bleeding internally from the spay. Fun day. So we noticed the blood on her bed when we got her up to bring her in, to get her to the car. It was a trail of blood all the way through. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm losing it. My husband, I was just gonna bring her myself. My husband just jumped in the car. He said, you can't drive. I was so stressed and worried. He didn't even have socks or shoes on, and we drove all the way it's about a half-hour drive to the vet. So we brought her. I called and said, hey, look, she's now bleeding all over the place. They said, bring her right in. We'll have a gurney in the back. So they did. They were there to meet us. It didn't look good, I'm not gonna lie. When we got there, she was still bleeding. I didn't even think of putting a sports wrap around her belly to hold in what she was losing for blood. She was up still walking. She walked very sore yesterday too, and I thought that was kind of odd. Being under pain meds, I just thought something was off. So we got there. The vet that did do the spay wasn't working today, but the normal vet that we see was there. He took the ultrasound and looked at her, and kind of warned us that this, hold on, we have a barker. He kind of warned us this would not be a low risk surgery, and I said, what do you mean? And he actually thought we might lose her during surgery. Of course, I have all these emotions. I'm mad, I'm upset, I'm crying, I'm lashing out because I'm mad. Because how could a perfectly 1-year-old Great Dane, so active, so healthy, go in, and now you're telling me she might not make it? So she still was losing blood. They really did get her in as fast as they could. He started, and then there's another surgeon that came in, and they worked on her together. They got the bleeding done. From what I understand, where one of the veins that come out, when it was clipped or whatever, there was a piece that wasn't. So she had a slow bleed. We have, over the years, many years, we have had several spays, neuters, C-sections, emergency C-sections with spays. We've had a couple of those, and we've never lost a dog, a Dane, anything. We've never lost anything due to a normal spay. So this would have been the first, and I pretty much told them that. Like, I brought in a healthy dog, and you killing my dog, you could kill my dog. Charlie's the most fun-loving, so sweet, a great combo of Grizzly and her mom, Violet. So we stayed there while they did the surgery, and he came in and said, we got it under control. You know, the blood that was leaking had gone into another area where it shouldn't have been, so that could be causing some issues too. So they're going to wait another couple of hours to do a blood test. I know from past experiences, if dogs hemorrhage or stuff and you do a blood test right away, it's not going to be accurate. You have to wait a few hours for the blood to reflow and go, and then they'll find out how low she is on blood. He did say that they were collecting her blood during surgery, so if she needs a transfusion, it could be from her own blood. So what's on the agenda for today is my husband, we got back, he's showering, getting dressed, because we have to go pick her up eventually today and bring her to some other facility that can watch her overnight, because in case she has more difficulties, there's going to be somebody there that can medically help her. We could watch her overnight, but we don't know anything medical. I mean, I took a guess thinking she must be bleeding internally, because this isn't normal. I've had enough space to know that that shouldn't be happening. And then, you know, and they wanted me to bring her in even later, and I'm like, no, I'm bringing her in right now. If I had waited, she probably wouldn't have made it, or if she had a bigger vessel that was open, I would have came in here and found her passed away from a simple, well, what I think is simple procedure on getting spayed. I guess every surgery there's consequences, and this is what I fear. I always fear like using new vets and new surgical people, because if they do something wrong, it's their life. Charli trusted me to put her in trusting hands that would do the surgery, and she wouldn't lose her life. And I feel like I failed her. I brought her to the wrong place, you know, and that's how I feel. I mean, there's no other way around it. I'm mad that this happened. I'm upset that somebody, I feel like, didn't do the best job that they could. She was the last spay. Were they hurrying? She's a big girl. She's 100 and I think she was 27 pounds, 127 pounds. And I just feel like, were you hurrying? What's going on? They told me they have done big dogs before. This is our first spay and neuter. We haven't even had any neuters yet here in North Carolina, but that's why we had gone to the same vets we had for all those years, because we trusted them. They did great. Our regular vet, we loved them in New Hampshire. They always had a spot for us. They always said bring them in. They were just wonderful. I'll never probably find a vet like them in Allenstown, New Hampshire. But I am thankful that the doctor there, the two doctors, got her through the surgery. The next step is to make sure she's going to heal up fine. It's such, one thing can go wrong and it can be such a trickle effect. Like, you know, we're terrified, our dog is bleeding, you know, all over the car. I mean, there's blood all in the blankets on the car that we put. That's not normal. So I always think, go with your instinct. You know, my gut told me there's something wrong here, and we watch these guys, we follow these guys, I have her right here so I can see what's going on. I have her on surveillance, so if in my red room, if she makes a noise that I think something's going on, I can look at her overnight once they give me a call, because then when they want to wait a few hours and do blood work, Once they call me, we'll be able to go and see her, but it's been a rough morning so far. And, you know, luckily we get up early and check things. She went out last night, you know, she didn't eat, so I knew that that was something wrong, because normally when they get spayed, usually later that evening, they get hungry. She never did. So that made me worry. So right now we're just on standby. They're gonna call us if anything changes, but they should call us and let us know where we're gonna bring her so she can stay the night somewhere where medical staff is on hand to take care of her if something should go wrong. And we won't know if she needs a blood transfusion until a few hours. She just got done with her surgery. So they're gonna give it a few hours to see what her blood count is, and then we'll go from there to see if a blood transfusion is necessary. We have had blood transfusions in the past. We had another horrific experience with a blood transfusion. The Fiona years ago was hemorrhaging. She had pyrometria, and I brought her in the middle of the night to off staff, and they said there was nothing wrong, and I knew there was something severely wrong. We almost lost her, and so now I go with my gut. I know from my experience, what I should be looking for. So I'm gonna try to keep update of what's going on, but it's very emotional for us. We absolutely love Charli. We have had Charli since she's been born. That's Violet's daughter, and Grizzly. Grizzly's identical. She's the chocolate, and so I'll let you know what goes on with her from here. So it's later this evening, it's almost 6 o'clock. We just went and picked up Charli. They did her blood count, because when you lose a lot of blood, like I had said earlier, that you gotta keep doing it. So they checked her blood about 3 times, and they don't think that she lost enough blood to need a blood transfusion, but they still want her to be monitored by emergency referral hospital for the night, just to be on the safe side. And they have got her on like things to help with blood clots, because she did have all that blood just draining into her body, so they're worried about blood clots. And she will be on like a calm medication when she does get home, but for today she's gonna spend the day in Charlotte, which is the big city in North Carolina for you northerners. So we're driving about an hour to bring her there, but we just picked her up, and she actually is more perky today than she was yesterday after her first spay. Well, her spay. This wasn't a spay today. Today was to go in and figure out where the blood was coming from. But here she is. She's got her cone on, and she's just looking out the window, so she's pretty alert. She wasn't this alert yesterday, but we also picked her up, or even this morning. So she got in the car. She still hasn't eaten yesterday or today, but they did have IVs, and I'm sure they'll put an IV on her when she gets there. I'll let them know that she hasn't had any food, or she did, yeah, she had a catheter and IV, but she's looking out the window, and when she saw us, her little tail wags, so she's alert and she knows what's going on. It just seems great to see her up, and we had such a scare with her, so we're hoping we're on the right track for her to recover. But we told them, you know, that we don't know anything we can't help her if she gets an emergency tonight, and they don't stay open 24 hours, the regular vet. So they made sure they found a vet that is going to have somebody on staff in case she does have another emergency, a surgeon basically. So as tragic as this was, it really does feel like they are trying to do everything possible to make Charli's recovery good. So we'll just wait and see and hope for the best. So it's the next day. My husband just went and got Miss Charli. She spent the night at the emergency vet, a referral place, and she didn't need any blood transfusion, and as you can see, she's got an appetite back. She's eating, she's drinking, thank the good Lord. So we're just gonna monitor her. She's on a few different meds, calm meds to keep her calm. And hopefully, and I just put food in there, and she just took some medication, so she's doing pretty good. She's eating, so that's a good sign. She hadn't eaten for a couple of days, but they did say that she ate at the they did say she ate at the other place that Care is what it was called, Care place. She looks a little skinny from not eating for a couple days, but we're gonna let her relax, and hopefully she just gets better and better. She has to be on a leash whenever she goes out. They don't want her to do any jumping, and I don't either. I've had enough bad things in the last couple of days. So, Charli is feeling better. You never know it. She still has her cone on, so we have to bring her out and we have to walk her. So that's what we do, because the yard is big enough for her to run and jump, so they don't want her to do that. So she has to stay on a leash for 10 days, up to 2 weeks, but her incision is looking better. It's the bruising starting to go away from her second surgery that she had. She got it wrapped around her legs, and she's not used to us being on a leash watching her as she goes potty, so this is a little bit of a struggle too for her. She doesn't understand, and she has mostly downtime, and she's completely bedridden pretty much, on medication to keep her calm at all times. So she's on 4 different kinds of meds, so it's a lot for us too, because we're up all different times. So she sees, of the night. Yeah, different hours. We set our alarm to wake us up to give her meds. But she's on medication for bleeding, for blood bleeding. She's been on that. It's some kind of, like I said before, Chinese or Japanese medication that I never saw being in the New England area, but they both, her vet and where she went for observation overnight in Charlotte, Care in Charlotte, suggested or subscribed her, so that's what she's taking that. And she's on calm pills, we call them, gabapentin. There's something else. The painkiller. And pain meds. Yeah, so we're hoping we're awful with names. So, but yeah, she's on 4 different meds. So we're hoping that she's already, like, you know, got her cone off, and we've had to tape her cone a couple times already. Because we're not used to spaying a 12-month-old Great Dane. She had it because, if you guys remember, she had prolapse on her first heat, so that's why we tried to prevent prolapse again for her next heat, and then we had complications with the spay. But all in all, it's working out. She's doing well. She's just groggy most of the time, but she's giving us a run for our money for sure. So even if we just bring her out and we just kind of, you know, like, get her out so she can sit here, or I just walk her around a little bit so she can still get out. She enjoys it, and being pent up. She's not used to being pent up. She's used to playing a lot. So, puppy. Yeah, she's really is a puppy. So, but she's doing better. I really wanted to mention too is that in the beginning I was very upset with the vet, but in hindsight, things do happen during surgeries, and I think I was just so upset because Charlie's such a young girl and stuff. But the vet that we do go to literally paid for her second surgery to go back in and fix the bleed, and they also paid for all her medications and for her to be observed at Care in hi girl, you can come in, your dinner's in here, at Care in Charlotte. So with that being said, I mean, they did the right thing. They made it right. They even called, the doctor even called himself to check up on her to see how she was doing. So they are really a great facility, you know, and they don't want anyone to bring their pet in there and not make it out too. I mean, she's trying to eat with her cone on. They really do care about the animals, and that's why when I went to, do you need help, sweet girl? So what you have to master is putting your cone underneath your dish, and then you can reach it, see? Look at that, that helps. She's trying to get her self in there and eat. She's silly. But that's why we keep going. We actually, when we tried out that, I really like the doctor that we had, and he's actually not even the one that did her surgery. It was just somebody else in the facility, but no one knowingly does a bad job and makes your dog internally bleed. All I could think is, I mean, she was the last spay of the day. Maybe, you know, they were just tired. I don't know. I just think it was a fluke. But they really did everything possible. I mean, just for the care place that she has, they had me fill out consent. It was $2,000 to $4,000 for her to stay there. So, and then her other surgery was another $2,000. So, I mean, I went in and paid for a spay, but they literally did way more than they needed to. I've had some bad experiences with caves in Concord, New Hampshire. They almost killed Fiona years ago, and I really had to go back and forth with them to make them pay for part of it, because if they had done their job right the first time, she wouldn't have been in death's doors. But these guys, they offered, don't worry, we have it taken care of. We already have the place where she's going. All you have to do is show up and bring her there, and that's what we did. So I'm now, you know, relaxed, because, you know, we weren't even sure if she was going to make it. So I was very, very upset, and I really did, like, I let them know, and they stayed calm and cool through it all, and I just have to give them props. They did the right thing, and not everybody we know nowadays does the right thing. I mean, we just had the same situation with Bernie. I thought I did the right thing, but the other breeder didn't. So, I mean, why would I hold a vet responsible? But it just shows you that's what separates people, you know, that have a moral compass. They do what's right, even though they don't have to, you know. So I just wanted to make sure I said that too, and hopefully everything is well. And she has about 30 staples underneath her, so the bruising's going away. She's doing better. We have another 10 to 14 days of all this. Keeping her calm is the biggest part, because she is only 12 months old, just had her birthday. But she's doing good. She's a sweet girl, so we'll just have to keep her kind of sedated so she keeps it calm. Yep, that's you. So there she is. How was your dinner? Pretty good, yeah. Oh, a big burp. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here before you decide you have to jump up on the gate. We love you. Yep.